Here are some of the key points that I'd like to share with you when it comes to true associative machining. First off, we have what is called a disconnect in our manufacturing workflows. That include added expense when dealing with neutral models. Now, what exactly is a neutral model? Neutral or non-proprietary model formats, such as a STEP, an IGES, and Parasolid, even though facilitating collaboration, data exchange, and long-term storage, do have their limitations. This is where the disconnect occurs. Why is there a disconnect? Because neutral models contain no manufacturing intelligence or feature history of the design. Therefore, creating that disconnect between design and manufacturing, as well as geometric and surface inconsistencies that are common during translation. Is there truly a cost? Absolutely. Machining costs are driven by late design changes. There is so much wasted time repairing models and surfaces and then reprogramming the toolpaths. Those costs can account for up to 70% of total manufacturing expenses, increasing exponentially the later they occur in the development cycle. So, how do we deal with these disconnects and added costs? The solution. CAMWorks. Why CAMWorks? CAMWorks eliminates those disconnects through seamless integration and full associativity. It delivers efficient machining strategies that remain intelligent, adaptive, and automatically synchronized with your design changes. How does it work? Through full integration and automation. CAMWorks is fully embedded or integrated inside of SOLIDWORKS. Since there was no need for file translation, CAMWorks sees all aspects of the native design model. That integration fuels the associativity between CAD and CAM. We will now go over a few demonstrations of CAMWorks user options, including AFR, which is automatic feature recognition, dramatically improves efficiency by automatically identifying over 20 types of machinable features, including common machinable shapes such as holes, pockets, slots, and bosses. We're also going to look at IFR, which is an interactive feature recognition. That will enable the user to manually define machining features directly from edges, faces, or sketches within the model. Then applying machining strategies to automatically generate the required operations. The technology database is the vault or the library of strategies that are customized and also default. But associativity, how does the associativity actually work? Toolpaths are automatically updated as your design is updated, saving significant time and eliminating the need to reprogram from scratch.
For this example, we will start with AFR on the following model. This plate contains a few different features, including a variety of holes, some counterbore, some tap, etc. We will start the process utilizing AFR through Extract Machinable Features. Under the CAMWorks feature tree, we see that a mill part setup was created with the following features. The arrow shown indicates the direction of the spindle. We can also choose the features that we want automatically recognized here. Under the CAMWorks NC Manager, Options, Mill Features tab. To the right of each feature, there is a strategy in parentheses. These strategies are stored and called up from the TechDB or technology database. Please remember that the TechDB is the library where all default and custom strategies are stored. Let's take a closer look at the counter bore hole group. We can look at its drill strategy a little closer by right-click Parameters. You will see the strategy name Drill assigned to it. But there are other options in the drop-down menu. With Drill highlighted, you will see Operations for Matching Conditions in TechDB is displayed, along with the TechDB ID number where these strategies reside. Please note that different tools and accompanying toolpaths will be performed. In this example, there is a center drill, a drill, and 2 contour mills. The contour mills can be thought of as finishing strategies. We will see these in action when an operation and toolpath is generated and engaged. Our next step is to generate an operation plan. The operation plan has now assigned tools and the toolpath strategy to those recognized features. Let's go ahead and generate those toolpaths. We can see a preview of how they look by hovering over each one. Currently, we have full control over those toolpaths. A quick right-click, Edit Definition, and we see there is an array of parameters that can be altered. And now we can simulate them. We have a few options for running all the toolpaths to the end or next toolpath, etc. in the simulation. Now that the simulation is done, we can see our finished product and make sure what we wanted cut is actually cut. The display option legend shows that all the green is cut to net. The yellow and red are showing the areas that are negative cut, edge break, and tapped holes. This is the beauty of AFR. Of course, the driving point of associativity is the ability to adapt the toolpaths to design changes of the features. However, that associativity doesn't need only automatic features to work. It can also work with interactive features as well. A good example of an interactive situation would be using a sketch, as I mentioned earlier. A feature can be created from a sketch with an operation, strategy, and subsequent toolpaths being assigned and implemented. Let's go to the design tree. In our part, we have a sketch that was created in SOLIDWORKS to engrave some text. This is a perfect method to add serial numbers or company name and logo to machine parts. If we go back to our CAMWorks feature tree, we can make a 2.5 axis feature, right-click, 2.5 axis. We can choose what type of feature with the drop-down menu. We will select Engrave Feature. CAMWorks then offers the available sketches that can be used. Since our sketch was named Text Engrave, we shall choose that one. The sketch now appears in the Selected Entities box and on the part, since the sketch was created on that surface in SOLIDWORKS. We finish the sketch feature by giving it an end condition. We see the strategy as engrave, and now we can set the depth of the engraving. Our direction is assigned by the shown arrow. We can now enter a depth, let's say 0.08 of an inch. The engrave feature is now in the CAMWorks feature tree with an assigned engrave strategy. If we check the parameters of that strategy, we see once again the operations for machining condition in TechDB displayed. The strategy will be a contour mill with the Assign tool. We can now generate an operation plan. CAMWorks will show a warning if we want to update or regenerate. Since we are only adding a feature, we can simply update. Our contour mill is now generated. Let's go ahead and generate that tool path. A quick hover, and we can see that engraving path. So let's look at a real-life scenario. Boss comes in and says, we have some engineering changes to do. We need to change the number of counter bored holes from 5 to 6, and the tapped holes from 8 to 10. Plus move the engraving 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the left side of the plate. We now go back to SOLIDWORKS, where the model was designed, and make our changes. Open circular pattern 1, edit feature, direction 1, change 5 to 6. Open circular pattern 2, edit feature, direction 1, change 8 to 10. Open text engrave, edit the sketch, change dimension from 9 to 1 and 0.75 to 1. I cannot exit the sketch until I rebuild. There is a traffic light at the text engrave in the tree. Hit the traffic light rebuild at the top of the screen. Now that the changes are complete, click the feature tree. CAMWorks warning to rebuild. OK. Simulate. Done. As you can see, having that associativity makes design changes and subsequent toolpath changes effortless and instantaneous.
So that was a quick run through of exactly how the associativity does work between SOLIDWORKS and CAMWorks. Before we go to questions, I would like to finish up by discussing the advantage of GoEngineer as your single source partner. From implementation through upgrades, we handle and help each step of the way. We offer support, we offer training, and of course, technical expertise. We also offer ongoing consultation and process optimization. If there's any questions, we are available to answer any of them. You can also email me at my address as shown. If you'd like to follow us, you can use any of the social media with the QR codes, and we are always available. I want to thank everybody for attending this webinar, and please keep this in mind for any of your design and machining projects. I want to thank everybody for attending. I really do appreciate your time to spend with us during your busy days. Thank you very much.